Bobby Joe Long strangled, shot, and stabbed 10 women. He drove by local bars and picked up prostitutes on the street corner. Long was caught after he let one victim go that he had held captive for several days. He was sentenced to death in 1986.
All of them, and you're talking about a lot of them, a lot of lives just gone right down the tubes because of me, in one way or another. And it's not a good feeling. It's not a pleasant feeling. I'm not proud of anything I've done. And the worst thing is I don't understand why. I don't understand why.
Edmund Kemper killed 10 people, including his grandparents and mother. Kemper was highly intelligent with a genius IQ. Much of Kemper's rage stemmed from his critical, domineering mother. After killing his mother and throwing her vocal cords in the garbage disposal, he turned himself in. He was sentenced to life in prison in 1973.
Why did you wind up giving yourself up?
It had to stop. It had to stop. Once my mother was dead, there was almost a cathartic process at that point. I got physically ill right then. When she died, when I murdered her. And once she was dead, there was no way I could back out. I backed down from giving up 1,000 times.
Dennis Rader killed 10 people over the course of 17 years. He lived a normal family life on the outside, but secretly stalked and killed those in the community. To taunt police, he sent a computer disk as a form of communication, which was then used to track his location. He was sentenced to 10 consecutive life sentences.
Something I use it, I actually think I'm maybe possessed with demons. I was dropped on my head when I was a kid. I've talked to some theological Christian people, and some of those people are really strong. They actually think, well, the Bible says that there's demons within you or can come into you. That's the only thing I can figure out. I have, something drove me to do this. The normal people just don't do this.
You can't stop it.
I can't stop it. It's just, it controls me. It's like it's in the driver's seat.
Richard Cottingham was convicted of raping, strangling, and dismembering 6 people, although he claims to have killed up to 100. He would normally pick up prostitutes, take them to hotel rooms, murder them, and then cut up the body. He was caught during the act after a call to police about a disturbance in a hotel room. He was sentenced to multiple life terms.
I enjoyed it. It was a game. It's scary to a girl to have something done like that, to be so close to a knife, so to speak, pressed against you. The situations that I was seeking were more of a power trip. The power of holding someone's fate in your hands is a very powerful aphrodisiac.
Tommy Lynn Sells was convicted of killing at least 13 people, but it is likely he murdered well over 100. He used murder as a way to release anger after claiming to be molested as a boy. He was caught when one of his victims, after having had her throat slit, played dead and then managed to go to a neighbor's house for help. He was sentenced to death and executed in 2014.
It's a sensation, tying that scarf around your neck and just watching your eyes. It's a sensation seeing that skin pull apart. It's sensation sticking that knife in and just pulling and knowing it's sharp enough to just go all the way up. It's not the person. It's about the sensation of what you're into.
Jeffrey Dahmer killed 17 young men and boys and then ate and had sex with the bodies. He even tried to create living zombies by pouring acid into the victims' brains while they were still alive. He was caught and one victim escaped his apartment and notified police. Dahmer was sentenced to 15 life terms but was killed by a fellow inmate in 1994.
As time went on, yes, I did get there was a sexual part to that. I started saving the skeletons and preserving other parts, and one thing led to another. It took more and more deviant type behaviors to satisfy my urges, and so it just spiraled out of control.
John Wayne Gacy tortured and strangled 33 young men and boys and then buried them in the crawl space underneath his house. He was caught, and one victim never returned home, and his mother reported Gacy as the last known person he was with. Gacy was executed in 1994 by lethal injection. His last words were, "Kiss my ass."
That one mother that gets on television all the time who thinks I should be given 33 injections, I think she ought to take 33 Valiums and go lay down. She goes on Geraldo show and all these other shows talking about, I think it's Maori, I think is the name. Her Marine son. Her Marine son, if her Marine son was so great, what the hell did he run away from home for all the time?
Ted Bundy was convicted of the rape, torture, and killing of at least 30 young women. Known for his charm and intelligence, he defied what people expected a killer to look like. He was caught after being arrested for driving a stolen car and then identified as a wanted serial killer. He was executed by electric chair in 1989.
I deserve certainly the most extreme punishment society has, and I think society deserves to be protected from me and from others like me, that's for sure. I think what I hope will come of our discussion is I think society deserves to be protected from itself.